everyone, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm gonna pull everything out of my refrigerator, clean the whole thing down, and reorganize both the door and the inside. And I have some fun new organizing products that I just got, so I can't wait to jump into it. So if you guys are ready, then let's go. Let's start off by taking a look at the refrigerator before. I definitely let it get a little bit messy knowing that I was going to reorganize everything. So you'll see that there are quite a few things in here out of place, and it's not necessarily how it looks all the time.
And that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you. What things you like and what...
Now, the first thing that you need to do every time you're organizing your fridge or freezer is pull everything out. So I'm going to start by just taking everything out of the main area, followed by the door. Today, we're just focusing on my refrigerator. Previously, I did a video where I organized my freezer, so I will make sure to link that in a card above if you're interested in checking that out and seeing some freezer motivation, because that actually turned out really well. I've had it like that for over a month now, and it's been working great for us.
Will you take me for granted? Will you let me down? I know I'm feeling something for you. The way you look, the way you laugh, and how you move.
I try and pull out everything of the refrigerator that I can, so that includes the glass shelves, so I can put them in the sink and give them a really nice deep clean. Some things are more of a burden to get out than they're worth, so I just clean them while they're in the refrigerator. But the things like the glass shelves are so easy for me to just pull right out and stick them into the sink and give them a good scrub.
Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? Will you let me down? Before I'm too invested, you should take it easy. Maybe we could test this and work out our feelings. Baby, will I love you? Tell me, do you want me? And will you let me down? Yeah. La 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 la
So my refrigerator is pretty tight and narrow here. I live in an apartment, so it's an apartment-sized refrigerator. But for an apartment, it is relatively large, so these drawers are pretty difficult for me to get out. So I'm just gonna wipe them down while they're in the refrigerator and not worry about it too much. We've only lived here since July, so it's really not that dirty. I would be concerned if I made too big of a mess in the refrigerator already. So a quick wipe down will do of most of the surfaces.
You should take it easy. Maybe we could test this and work out our feelings. Baby, will I love you? Tell me, do you want me? And will you let me down?
I've seen those faces, I've heard all the lies, but you ain't gazing on someone in denial, 'cause you want dollar bills right now.
Now it's time to take everything out of the door, and then I'm gonna clean the door part out as well. The door is usually where I keep a lot of my condiments and things like that, and there's really no order to the way that I store things there, so I'm excited to try and figure out a new strategy for how I store things in the door.
Your mind, trust that you have what it takes inside, 'cause you can make it too. If not says who, yeah, you can make great patience, but something knocked you out.
So these are all of the organizing products that I have for this new project. I'm gonna start by putting them in the refrigerator without anything in there, just so I can place the products and try and figure out where things go best, and then start to fill them up with items from my refrigerator. That's really a great tip when you start any new organizing project, is to figure out where the things go first before you fill it up. Sometimes you have more containers than you need, sometimes you need more containers, sometimes they don't fit in your space properly and they're not the right type of containers. So it's best to do this step first.
'Cause you can make it too. If not, says who? Yeah, you can make it too.
At this point, I feel like I have a plan in my mind, so I'm gonna start with the easiest things first that I know exactly how I wanna organize. And the first thing is my new egg container. You'll see I bought one that's much larger than the one I had before. I always have so many eggs, so this larger container will hold plenty more eggs. And because it does match the smaller one, I wasn't planning on this, but I think I'll keep the smaller one as well. So if I have a bunch of eggs on hand, I can actually have both of them and be able to throw away the cartons right away.
Inside, 'cause you can make it too. If not, says who? Yeah, you can make it too.
Next up, I have these produce keepers. I've shared them with you guys before. I've had them for a while. I actually got them from Costco. I don't believe they sell them at Costco anymore, but I should have them linked in the description box below. I think they're sold at Amazon as well. So I'm going to pull out my lettuce and my Brussels sprouts, put them in these produce containers, and then read the top to see if the vents need to be open or if water should be added to the bottom, because it has a handy little guide on top based on the types of fruits or vegetables you store in there and exactly how to store them for optimal freshness.
You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me.
So the next easiest place for me to organize that I know exactly in my head the vision that I want is where I keep our apples, our lemons and limes, and our avocados. So we always tend to have those three things on hand. So I wanted to have new containers that really fit these three things and fit the drawer in the refrigerator that we have now. You'll see I had them in these square containers before, and they were actually old produce keeper containers. So that mesh basket would fit in the larger clear basket, and you can see that they were actually broken. So I really wanted to get rid of those. They didn't fit in the drawer very nicely. So these three new organizers work perfectly.
Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love.
Now I have some sparkling water, and I'm going to break out a new organizing product. This is super cool if you especially don't always have canned goods on hand, but sometimes you do and you want to organize them. You can see how this little organizer from Utopia actually breaks apart, so it doesn't take up a bunch of room in your refrigerator. So once you're done with all of the drinks, you can easily take it apart and move it out of there to make way for other stuff. You can also make it as short or as long as you want. So my refrigerator goes back pretty far, so I just extended it all the way and took advantage of that space. Now to fill up the cheese drawer, there's really no method to that madness. I don't have any organizers in there, just making sure everything's nice and neat.
Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you.
I did get one larger, lower profile bin for all of my drinks to sit at the top of my refrigerator. And I like the lower profile because it makes it easier to pull them out of the bin. If it has a higher lip on it, it's pretty hard to pull things up and out. So this lower profile is great for my beverages.
No, not
Again, I'm doing everything in order of what's easiest for me, just to kind of get things moving. So I know I like to keep butter at the top, so I'm gonna stick the butter right in there. And then it's time to start tackling the doors. So I decided I wanted to still do most of my condiments and stuff like that on the doors, but I decided to play around with the idea of doing them in rainbow order. I've tried before to do things by sauces, spreads, jams, things I use for cooking, and create all these different categories. But honestly, sometimes it's hard for me to figure out if it's a sauce or a spread or a jam or a jelly. So I thought this would be really fun. I know it's visually appealing and pleasing to do things in rainbow order. So I'm gonna give this a try and see how it goes.
Tell me now if you want out. What are you saying? Come on and spit it out. I'm about to lose my mind again.
The green category was pretty easy. Just tossed 3 things in there and it was full.
How could we let love go? How could we move on?
So these next 2 organizers are both from Utopia and they're really cool. I love the Fridge View Lazy Susan. It looks really sleek in the refrigerator. And then this other organizer actually has wheels on it. So it's super easy to pull it out of the refrigerator and see what you have because of those wheels.
Baby, go blind. Why you wanna let me go now? Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know now.
And just like that, we're done. So now we can take a look at what the door looks like after. And I love the Roy G. Biv. I love the rainbow order. I think it looks super neat and tidy, and it's probably something I'm gonna keep around. So now we'll look at some before and afters of the different spaces and see exactly what I did.
Cause love made me, baby, go blind.
This rolling bin is everything. Look how easily it slides out. I can grab exactly what I need.
We ain't got the time.
Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration to clean out your fridge and to give it a little bit of reorganization as well. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more, and until next time, I will see you guys later.